Morning, Ray here. Appeared to be stuck on stuck on Lake Rogen at the moment. It's been a bloody rough night. Yeah, I've been in the tarp's been flapping around all night. It's been raining off and on. Yeah, it's pretty grim conditions at the moment. And as you can see where the wind is coming off at that point, yeah, we've got white tips on all the waves. It's really ripping down there, just as it was. Yeah, just the same as yesterday afternoon. Actually, it's not eased up at all. So across this section here is quite calm, and there's that little peninsula, so around that corner should be okay. So I think I'll better get down to the end okay. I'll better get down to the mouth of the rower, and then I've just got to skirt along the bottom of the lake. There's a few islands there which might give me a bit of shelter, and then once you get down to the wind shelter, that is tucked in a really sheltered spot. So I'm going to move to there. I think I'll better put my wet weather gear on as well. So I'm going to get down to there, and then what we're really doing is hoping that the wind drops later on or changes direction, because ideally I wanted to start getting back to nearer where I started from, ideally. Started to rain again. Typical. Tarp is nice and dry. So yeah, right, well that's set up. Now all I've got to do is pack the bags. So so all the sleeping stuff goes in the bottom, as you might imagine. These bags are a bit of a nightmare to get everything in at the bottom here. It's like looking into the fracture of the cattle cutter. You really can't see anything. In there's a lot of miscellaneous stuff which I'm not using at the moment. Everything from suntan cream to midge repellent, sunglasses. There's some spare clothes. They can go in the bottom there. 2 emergency meals. First aid kit. Big blue solar charger. Don't think I'll be troubling that today. I think I'll put my gloves on today. I was starting to get a very sore hand yesterday from all the canoeing. Definitely put my waterproofs on because my view that is. It's brightening up somewhat actually. Okay, bloody ants everywhere. Right, while we're here, I think this is a good time just to show you where I am and where I've been. So that's the portage there into Rogen. So my first few hours, or first 2 hours, I came down this coast here. It was really rough, and I tried to get around this peninsula here, gave up, and I stopped here, and that was the first place that I stopped, and I waited there, well, hours. Then I thought it might be safe to go, so I did come around here. As I come out that peninsula, the waves were coming in this direction and they washed me onto the rocks there. I was bloody lucky to get away with that really, because if a canoe had flipped and the waves had got into the canoe, that would have just doubled it around the rocks. So that was very fortunate. So I then, in panic, dragged it out and carried it back to here. And then I think it was about 10 to 7. I thought, oh, that's really calmed down now. So I then came round, I went to go around this peninsula here, and yeah, and that's where it almost capsized me. So I then went straight into this little bit here behind the island, and I spent the night there. So that was all very, yeah, all very scary actually. But then the next day it wasn't too bad. It was a bit of a headwind and it was a bit choppy, but I did manage to make my way all the way down this coastline, all the way round here to this wind shelter, which is on this little island. This one here, it was very pleasant there. It's a really nice little beach. But then I pressed on, I came down here. That's the island in the shape of the capital E that I was talking about. And basically I followed this dotted blue line. Well, the dotted blue line I think is the skidoo route for winter time. So I then followed this all the way down, kept on this coast, and all the way to that bottom point there. And that's where the other wind shelter was, with another little drying cabin, which is really nice. But I decided I was going to press on back up here with a tailwind, which was pretty spectacular, and all the way till I got to here, and I skirted in between this gap here and around, and the other wind shelter, like the really magical one, was in there. And then yesterday I found my way out through these islands here, travelled up here again with a tailwind, but it was getting a bit exciting from about here. That was getting really hard going. A lot of canoe surfing, which I weren't massively keen on, to be honest. And I went all the way around into this sheltered area here, and then skirted across there through these islands and around these two peninsulas. And by the time I got to this one, it was getting to the scary stage again, because the winds was coming from this direction. So obviously I was almost broadside to the wind, which is never good. But I just made it through there, past that peninsula there, which is the one that we've been looking at out there. And I'm now sitting just in this little bay, in that little tiny island. So that's where I am now. So in relationship to that, I've only really got a very short distance to go. From here, scoot down here, which should all be, because the wind is lying in that direction, so this should be relatively sheltered. I can make my way along this coast. I might start copping a fairly severe side wind in this area. Hopefully I can just need to make it through there and into this cove, and then the wind shelter's in here somewhere in that really sheltered bit. So that's my plan. And I don't think I'm going to move from there today by the looks of it. So in the morning, while it's fine, I need to get out of there, and I've got to come all the way down here, all the way across here to this point here. Now there is a fire pit on this point here, and my plan was that I might stay there, but if the weather conditions are good, I might just get the hell out and just get back to there. I'll just be, because I think when I get back to there, I'm in a very relatively safe environment here. Yeah, and that'll be a relief. Crossing the last piece now. That gap up ahead is where I'm heading to, but it's really heavy out here. Really more than a little vulnerable at the moment. I doubt I'm really close to the shore, because I'll probably take me off the rocks, and then I'll have to do the last section. and the waves just keep smacking the back of the canoe and trying to turn me all the time. Last thing I want to do is for that to happen. Bloody hard work. Some of the hardest canoeing I've ever done, I'm paddling for all I'm worth. Kneeling down the middle of the canoe, trying to keep the weight as low as I can. I've already been saying some prayers, but I'll be saying a few more when I get near this bit up here. Jesus. That raised big bloody paddle, Jesus wept. Somebody should be trying to test Ray's insanity. Or sanity. I'm pretty sure I know which one it is. Half of Norfolk is surrounded by sea, so if I want to canoe on the sea, I've got every opportunity. But I don't really want to. Anywhere near the shore, the bloody wind of these waves just take you in. Much further and I'm lined up with it. Oh. Oh, bloody hell. Not mine, thank the Lord. Oh. I've never been so relieved in all my life. That's definitely the hardest paddling I've ever done. That's saying something. That's some hard paddling against the wind, but boy, that was hard. Bloody waves. Jesus Christ. bloody glad to get away from this place in one piece. Lots of people watching this video will be telling me all kinds of things, I'm sure. About what it's like at different times. Maybe reliving some of their scary experiences. Don't get me wrong, on the whole it's been, you know, I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. The wild camping aspect has been fantastic. Some of the camps I've visited have been fantastic. You know, and 50% of the paddling has been fantastic, but the other 50% has been a bit gruesome. Like I said, I'm not used to these conditions, but yeah, already I feel a lot more comfortable now in that kind of choppy waves, getting a bit more of an idea what the canoe will handle. I think you really need one big wave to sort of crash into the bottom and get a bit of water in, and then you are, you know, obviously in more and more trouble. Something I'm very keen to avoid, but you know, I have made lots of careful considerations. That 70 litre sea line bag has got everything in there I would need to survive, so if the worst happened, as long as I've got that bag with me, I would be able to do something. But as for all the other bags and other stuff, that could just go away. Obviously I'd like to save the canoe, but I have attached, I've got I think that's a 50 metre line attached to the back of the canoe, so if that did capsize, then maybe I can swim ashore with that bag and the line, and then be in a position possibly to drag the canoe in. Probably fanciful thoughts, but that's kind of what scorched through been going through my mind. Now I was expecting to get here and find some Germans. I'm going to stop here on this nice beach. I'm going to have a bloody coffee. Oh, I'm going to have a coffee. And I'm just going to stretch my legs and take 5, I can tell you. Oh, a haven. Sandy beach, no bloody rocks to wall over either. That makes a change. Oh, look at this. Oh, blimey. Oh, I'm on dry land. Yeah, when I was younger I had, I don't know, probably in my 30s I guess. I had this picture, used to hang up on the wall. I was always very proud of it, and it was a lovely picture, and that said on the bottom, but basically some quote from somebody, I can't remember the name, but I'll put it on the bottom when I get back to editing. But basically it said, you cannot discover new oceans until you find the courage to leave the shore. I think basically you can read lots of things into that little quote, but I've always felt I've had courage. I've made a lot of debate turns in my life, and yeah, but boy, I'll tell you, that bloody tests out here, that's for sure. But what I said before, I think on another video, I think bravery is very close to stupidity, very closely linked, two sides of the same coin. Right, I'm going to test out terra firma. Well, there we are. This is possibly one of the nicest ones yet. Look at that table and benches, very rustic. Yeah, nice wind shelter, all the usual stuff, sawn horse, axe saw. This one's got a fire grate. It doesn't look like that fire was used last night, so I don't know what's happened to my German packrafting buddies at all. They've not even thought they might have left some kit here, but I'll get the map out in a minute and we'll just see how far away this lake is. It may not be that far. But it's got another hothouse here. Look at this. God, these are wonderful, aren't they? Could almost sleep in here tonight. It has to be opened from the inside. Well, that's only if there's anybody in it. Oh, wood burner and a shitload of wood. Oh, I'll tell you what, even if the benches are hard, I can still sleep in here. I love this. Brush and dustpans. And a brush. Oh, I bet there's been some good nights had in here. Oh. Right. Well, I can see the toilet over there, but what's this little shelter here? This is probably the best one I've been to yet, but like I said, we're in Norway now, aren't we? In fact, that's another bloody wind shelter. It is. You've got a choice. Or cabin, even. Well, you've got a bench and another fire pit. Oh. It's like a bed. It's a proper sleeping cabin. This one's got a load of gear in as well. And a wood burner. God, this is pretty marvellous. There's places littered here everywhere. There's this is a big notice board, I think, telling you all about it. I think this is a fairly big walking area as well. Well, I know it's a big walking area. So yeah, same map we had where I started at the Canoe. All the similar ones. Paddler canoe. Yes, I bet there's a lot of warnings here. Yeah. All the warnings about Rogen. Yeah, I just wondered, well, last time I saw those three German guys, they set up the same as I did from the other end of Rogen. They went across to that peninsula on the right hand side and I paddled down the left hand shore. I mean, it was a pretty stiff headwind, and they said that if they get to that peninsula, then they'll have maybe a bit more of a side wind or even possibly a bit of a tailwind to come up to here, which I was a little dubious about, but they seemed fairly confident. They've been here a lot of times before. I'm just wondering whether they had a harder paddle than they were expecting. But obviously there was 3 of them, so hopefully they didn't get into any serious bother. But you know, maybe they'll just rock up here tonight. Wow, well, this is looking much more like a fishy spot. This is the lake just up from where the cabins are. They've got lily pads, and there doesn't seem to be any huge boulders to get snagged up on. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. Fish on, it's a small one, but it's on. A little tiny grayling. You're too small to eat, aren't you, fella? Well, at least there's something here. That's the 3rd one I've hooked. Another fish on. This might be a fraction bigger. Come on, come to daddy. Yes, this one looks like it might be more an eating size. Come on, in you come. Right, I've decided to take the cosy option tonight. I'm in the hexagonal hut, the one with a big old wood burner, so I'm now prepping a little firewood. I'm going to get that going. I've got my fish there ready to go. Just need to get the fire going, and then I can start getting some bits and bobs together. I've got a few potatoes left, I've got some onion left and some garlic, so I'm going to knock something up with that lot and have it with the fish. I could do a potato, onion, garlic, pâtés or something like that, we'll see. Let's see what we can do about getting this baby alight. At least somebody's left some nice dry birch bark in here. Full draft, it should help. Oh, right, step one. I think we're going. Can you see that? Oh, beautiful. It's already feeling warm in here. And I have got a view out the windows. Yeah, that's looking a bit bleak, as it is. The wind has picked up significantly, as the forecast did say that would happen. It's supposed to be up to about 36 kph, which is too strong for me canoeing, that's for sure. In the morning it's better. If I left here sort of 6:30, that's down to about 16 kph, and that is going to rise up to about 20 by 10 o'clock, so I think really need to hit the water running in the morning, and or paddling even, because I think it's going to be a hard paddle, that's for sure. It will be a hard paddle, but there we are. We're here for a big paddle, so hey! Rise big paddle! Well, everybody, it's like a sauna in here. It is absolutely baking. I've got the fire going. I mean, this is just super good. I'm going to sleep in here, so I've used my chair and my kneeling mat, because that's all I've got, so I've just laid those down, and I'm going to have to make do with that. At least I'll be warm, even if I'm not, lying on a nice soft bed. But yeah, I've got my bags packed. I've just got the essentials left out here now for what I need for the morning. Yeah, it's not been a bad day really. It's been pretty much what I expected. The paddling this morning was bloody unbelievably tough. Yeah, quite nervy. Didn't enjoy that, the last section at all. Not anything near enjoy it. But since I've been here, it's been okay. And I've done a fair bit of fishing and caught some fish. But one I kept, and I've just had that for my tea, along with some potatoes, onion and garlic. The other thing is the three German lads who I'd sort of lost track of, they actually appeared here after I did. They've been down in Reva for a couple of days, and now they're here. So yeah, so I had a good catch up with them, which was nice, and I was making they're all okay, so that's good. Yeah, that's about it really. I mean, since probably about 4 o'clock, it started to rain a bit, and now it's got really heavy. The wind's been picking up. It's going to be a pretty rough night. And the latest forecast I have for tomorrow is it won't be completely dry, but there's only I think 1 mil of rain forecast, and that's spread through the day, so hopefully that'll just be light drizzle. So I'm just going to be up here early. I'm going to hit the water, and I'm going to paddle down there against that headwind for all I'm worth, and try and get to that corner, and then turn the corner and get all the way to the wind shelter where I started from. And yeah, that's my aim tomorrow, and if I'm there, I'll be very, very happy. Be happy to put all this sort of rough weather behind me, and the dodgy paddling, and then yeah, then I'm into the smaller lakes, and you know, it'll be a lot more comfortable. So that's my plan for tomorrow. So this is Thursday, end of day 6, and yeah, so I hope you're enjoying things as we move along, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the water, probably in the morning. Bye. Oh, it's absolutely shocking out there. Yes. Well, I thought while I am here in the warm, and I'm pretty comfortable, that I should go outside and cut some more wood for the next person. So it's exactly what I've been doing. So I've got pretty wet, but like I said, I'm in the warm, so I shall dry out, and I'm sure the next person here will appreciate having some dry wood to go at. That should dry out hopefully a reasonable amount. I mean, there is some dry stuff right at the back, and then all the fresh stuff at the front and down the side there, which I've prepared. So yeah, so that's done my bit for the next person. So they turn up and they are wet and cold, which is quite possible. I'm sure they'll really appreciate that.